that's going. We can change it up if we want to. Keep it guessing, keep it guessing. Keep it guessing, keep it guessing. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now 'cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Well, hi everybody, how are you? It's Gretchen. Oh my gosh, my face is all funny. There we go. Yes. So I am doing a pre-recorded for a premiere because when you see this, I will be in a car someplace heading toward Yellowstone. So I thought there might be a chance that I would be able to stream from the road, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to record a couple stories for you. And since I've been packing up camera gear and everything, you're getting with eCam, yay, you're getting the webcam that's built into my MacBook Pro, which I'm pretty pleased with how it looks. I know it's not as yada yada as my other cameras, but it works, and I have my little external mic for you, so at least it sounds decent. And since I'm telling a story, that's really what counts. Tribe, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Gretchen Shepherd. As you all know, this is Story and Art, keeping it real. What is this? Probably 185? Woohoo! So it is late May, and we are going to be heading off to Yellowstone, and few trips, taking a couple days to get there, and photographing along the way. And then while I'm in Yellowstone, I will try to do some live streams from my phone, from wherever I am, if possible. So watch for those, get your notifications on, and if I'm at a place I can live stream, I will do so. If not, I may do some records and try to upload. Maybe I can upload. We're going to be pretty remote, so it just, it'll be what it'll be. When I get to a spot where you may not hear from me for a couple days, except for my premieres that are set. And then one day you'll go blah, 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 a whole bunch of stuff because I will find a spot that has Wi-Fi coverage and I can upload things. So we'll see how that goes, but it's going to be fun. But since it's Saturday and it's Saturday shenanigans, and while you're seeing this, I always try to do something a little shenanigan. And this, I chose one of our favorites, author Helen Lester, and her longtime collaborator, illustrator Lynn Munsinger. So let me just take you over to Helen's page. If you remember Helen's books, we did, there she has. We did Tacky the Penguin, and some other ones, Helen's photos. Let's see. That's her at schools with kids. She's a former second grade teacher, and she has this amazing way with writing. She puts little scraps of paper in boxes, and when she can't think of and she writes ideas down on them, and when she can't think of an idea or a name, she pulls them out of that box and adds to them. And they're just Even witches need autographs. She was there for Halloween for one time with kids. And that's a puppet, not a telephone, she says. So she's a lot of fun. Her books are just some of my all-time favorites. And then Lynn Munsinger, who has illustrated over 90 books. We did underwear, which was one of your favorites, and all the different kind of things that she's done. Her artwork is just so amazing, and she's done, I think, all of Helen's books. Helen's News. This was in the writing in January 2021. Found new ways to learn in 2020. Found new ways to teach, and parents found new ways to juggle. I'm so proud of you, but I know it's been really, really hard to work. Many children have missed seeing their friends. Teachers have students miss the reason they teach their students. And parents have had to do what they do best, cope. I applaud all of you and have high hopes that with your continued help that in 2021, we'll see a return to normal. Hooray for friends and hugs. As for my news goes, I'm very excited to introduce Mousetta, the star of Bravo Buckethead, to be published by Simon & Schuster in the spring of 2022. I'll have to look for that. Have fun writing. I like to think there's no right in writing. And thanks for visiting my website. Oh, I love that. There's no right, R-I-G-H-T, in writing. What a wonderful thought. So anyway, the book that I have for us today is called A Porcupine Named Fluffy. Oh, it doesn't have the cover there. Anyway, A Porcupine Named Fluffy is the first. I might do two. We'll see. This is one of my favorites. I have this book in my collection. I couldn't find it on the shelves, otherwise I would have read it off my collection, but I couldn't find it. I think Lachlan might have borrowed it. But it is a wonderfully, wonderful book. Let me just check on one thing here for my windows. I want to check my sound levels, see if they're being okay. I'm going to put those over here to make sure you can hear me. Yep, everything's going good. All right. A Porcupine Named Fluffy by Helen Lester, illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. And on this, the way this is formatted on Libby for my iPad this time, it's single page with the writing repeated on a mid page. So I'll skip over that one. So don't be surprised when I double pass. Okay, here we go. When Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine had their first child, they were delighted. Now he needed a name. Should they call him Spike? No, Spike was too common. Should they call him Lance? No, Lance sounded too fierce. Should they call him Needle Rooser? No, Needle Rooser was too long. Prickles? Pokey? Quillian? Then together they had an idea. Let's call him Fluffy. It's such a pretty name, Fluffy. But soon there came a time when Fluffy began to doubt that he was Fluffy. He first became suspicious when he backed into a door and stuck fast. That was not a Fluffy thing to do. He was even more convinced when he accidentally slept on his back and poked holes in the mattress. A very unfluffy thing to do. Poor Fluffy. When he tried to carry an umbrella, he knew the truth without a doubt. Fluffy definitely wasn't. So he decided to become fluffier. Clouds are fluffy, he thought. I'll be a cloud. But he couldn't stay up. I know, pillows are fluffy, he said. I'll be a pillow. But when his mother sat on him, she was not pleased. He tried soaking in a bubble bath, for 45 minutes, but he did not become fluffy. He became soggy. He tried whipped cream. He put a little on each quill. It was not easy. It took more than half a day. But this did not make Fluffy fluffy. They should have named me Gooey, he sighed. He ate a lot of fluffy marshmallows. He rolled in shaving cream and feathers. He even tried to become a bunny. But the truth remained. Fluffy wasn't. One afternoon, Fluffy set out for a walk, trying to think of ways to become fluffy. Before long, he met a very large rhinoceros. The rhinoceros, oops, hold it. I'm missing something. Just a sec. Give me the pages. Before long, he met a very large rhinoceros. Grrr, said the rhinoceros. I'm going to give you a rough time. Fluffy didn't know what a rough time was, but he didn't like the sound of it at all. What is your name, small prickly thing? Asked the rhinoceros unkindly. Fluffy, said Fluffy. The rhinoceros smiled. He giggled. Then he laughed out loud. He rolled on the ground. He jiggled and slapped his knees and he roared with laughter. A porcupine named Fluffy, howled the rhinoceros. Fluffy was embarrassed. Let me see if I can change that page back to it. Fluffy was embarrassed, but he tried to be polite. And what is your name? He inquired. I can't say it, giggled the rhinoceros. Hubert, suggested Fluffy. Back. There we go. There we go. Oh, help, I just can't say it. I'm laughing so hard, said the rhinoceros. Harold? Or maybe Herman? Asked Fluffy. No, gasped the rhinoceros. It's Hippo. Hippo? A rhinoceros named Hippo? Fluffy smiled. He giggled. Then he laughed out loud. He jiggled and slapped his knees. He howled with laughter. A rhinoceros named Hippo! A porcupine named Fluffy. A rhinoceros named Hippo. It was almost more than they could bear. Hippo and Fluffy rolled on the ground, giggling and laughing until tears came into their eyes. At last they lay exhausted on the ground. From that time on, they were the best of friends. And Fluffy didn't mind being Fluffy anymore, even though he wasn't. And that is a porcupine named Fluffy. Oh my gosh, that's a fun book. And Helen Lester, she just does such a good job with just all kinds of things, and making the story all kind of funny that kids can get, and always having something to say in it about names and what kids do and how they look at each other and what they say. And then Lynn Munsinger, her illustrations are just amazing. So the second book I'm going to give you tonight is another one of theirs. And this one is called Hurty Feelings. Now, we've all had that person, known that person who, no matter what you seem to say, they took it with offense or with hurt. Who knows why, no matter what. And that's kind of what this story is all about. Hurty Feelings by Helen Lester and illustrations by Lynn Munsinger. Fragility was a solid piece of work. Okay, the name of the hippo is Fragility. When she walked, her world wobbled. In the hippo game Sink to the Bottom, she was always the first to touch mud. Her strong jaws could munch a field of grass faster than any lawnmower, and she never cried when she stubbed one of her toes, or all 16. But if injured toes didn't bother Fragility, something else did. Injured feelings. Fragility was fragile. When someone said, "Fragility, you look so nice today," she would wail, "Oh, you hurt my feelings." And when someone said, "Fragility, you look so nice today," she would say, "Oh, you hurt my feeling." Nice? Do you know what Nice? Do you know what else nice is? Cupcakes are nice. So you're comparing me to a squishy cupcake? What? With that, she would flop on the ground and weep. Or if someone said, "Fragility, you have such wonderful sturdy legs," she would wail, you hurt my feelings." Sturdy legs? Do you know what else has sturdy legs? A piano has sturdy legs. So you think I have piano legs? And flopped down, weeping. And if someone said, "Fragility, you have such cute little ears," she would wail, "Oh, you hurt my feelings." Cute little ears? Do you know what else has cute little ears? People have cute little ears. So you think I resemble a people? Flop, weep. As time went by, the other hippos, fearing she would throw more fits, stopped speaking to Fragility, and she became a big, solid piece of loneliness. One afternoon, all of the hippos decided to play a game of pickup soccer. Fragility had chomped the field to perfection. She stood solidly in the goal, making save after save after save. All was going well until Hurty appeared. And Hurty was an appropriate name for Hurty because Hurty was extremely rude. "I'm going to eat your goal," he announced, "for me lunch." The hippos gasped in horror. "Step aside, big solid thing," Hurty bellowed at Fragility. "You're blocking me lunch. I'm hungry and I don't have all day." Fragility was frightened, but she was a solid piece of work, the protector of the goal, and thus she stood her ground. So Hurty, who knew of Fragility's fragile feelings, decided to dissolve her with insults. "You," said Hurty with a smirk, "are very gray and pudgy." "Very gray and pudgy," wailed Fragility. "Do you know what else is very gray and pudgy? An owl." The weeps took over, and she couldn't finish her sentence. Hurty stomped his foot. "There's no such thing as an L. And stop weeping on me lunch. By the way, you've got legs like tree stumps." "Tree stumps?" wailed Fragility. "Do you know what else has legs like tree stumps? An elf." The weeps took over and she couldn't finish her sentence. "What?" Hurty jumped up and down. "I've never heard of an elf. And I repeat, stop weeping on me lunch. You're making it soggy. Have you noticed your ears are just plain weird?" "I'm weird-eared?" wailed Fragility. "Do you know what else has weird ears? An elephant." Weeps and all, she finished her sentence. "Elephant?" wondered Hurty. "Seriously? Elephants have weird ears?" He trotted over to the water tub and gazed at his reflection. He had his big, floppy, weird ears, and his tree stump legs, and his very gray, pudgy body. Oh. Then he trotted back, flopped in front of the goal, and wailed, "Oh, you hurt me feelings." Seeing the big bully in such a state, Fragility couldn't help but feel sorry for him. She brought a wet washcloth to soothe his big red eyes and tissues so he could blow his trunk. Then she cradled his head and cooed, There, I know just how you feel." In time, Hurty calmed down, and he did not eat the hippo's goal. He said he'd be back soon to cheer them up in their game. "But first, I'm off for me lunch. A nice salad." As he lumbered away, Hurty called, "Fragility, you're a solid piece of work." "Solid piece of work?" she cried. "Do you know what else?" And then she stopped short, smiled sweetly, and said, "Why, thank you." And that's Hurty Feelings. That's a fun book. I love that one. You know, it's one of those ones that you could read to kids and they would like, oh, Especially ones who felt a little bit that it spoke to them just a bit. Anyway, so that's a couple books for tonight, you guys. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of Moments of Merriment from Helen Lester. She's always so much fun and just a delight. And Lynn Munsinger, her illustration ways, I mean, just look, here, let's go back to this. Look at the way this one of the elephant, let me go to, way it's tucking in on the side of the page. And look at this elephant crying. I mean, it's so cute. The expressions and the reflection here, they're just so whimsical and so good. But that expression of emotions is just so spot on. It's wonderful. All right, you guys, that's stories for tonight. Thank you so much for being with me, and thanks for being here. And I am glad to bring this to you. Hope you enjoy it. I will be out on the road for a few days, so there are premieres coming to you. I recorded several so that there would be stories for the tribe and you wouldn't miss anything. I'll try to join in occasionally if I can on a live chat and say hi if you see me there. But keep your fingers crossed. Wish me luck on finding some bears to photograph and maybe a few other things. Woohoo, that would be great. And until the next time, though, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you, but the first place you'll find it is if you go look in the mirror. And I think I have a little bit of a different outro for you today. For the background picture is when I was in Yellowstone when it was in the winter in February 2020, and it was nice and cold. So it was minus 22. Hopefully, it's supposed to be warmer than that. But it just snowed there 2 days ago, so woohoo, could be fun. All right, next time I'll see you soon. Take care.
All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we